Hey, what's up everybody? The new Tsums are here for the month of November, and in this video, I'm going to cover Disney 100, Mickey, and Donald. This is going to be our pair Tsum for the month of November, and this is a special one. If you're able to get one copy of Disney 100, Mickey, and Donald in the first lucky time, you're gonna go straight to skill level 3, so it is a benefit if you are able to get Disney 100, Mickey, and Donald at the first lucky time. However, the drop rates for Disney 100, Mickey, and Donald is going to be pretty difficult. It's going to be pretty low. I do have all of these Tsums unlocked, so for me, my drop rate for Disney, Mickey, and Donald is going to be 20% compared to Snow White, which is 80%. So I do have all the other Tsums in here maxed out though. So if you don't have all the other Tsums here maxed out in the premium box, your drop rates are going to be a lot lower. However, I have seen reports that the drop rates are actually pretty high, even though the mathematical drop rates are pretty difficult to get. So I've seen some reports where individuals got it on their 10th box. For me, as you see here, I got it on my first try. So although the drop rate is pretty low, individuals are actually able to get it. Alright, so let's take a look at the ability description. And also, for the rest of this video, I'm just going to refer to them as Mickey and Donald. I'm going to skip out on Disney 100. Just, it's right there on the screen. You know that this is going to be for the Disney 100, Mickey, and Donald. As for Mickey's skill, he's going to start fever time and clear a horizontal line of Tsums. And honestly, it's not a single line of Tsum, it's actually a multiple line. So they probably should have put an S there for horizontal line. As for Donald's skill, he's going to start fever time and lets you tap Tsums to clear them for a short period. And you're actually going to be able to tap a lot, and that's actually one of the downsides to this Tsum, which I'll get into a little bit later. And if you want to activate Disney 100, Mickey, and Donald's ability, you should activate Donald's ability first and then pair it with Mickey's ability. What will happen at that point is that a bunch of horizontal clears will take place, and then the rest of the screen will turn into the special Mickey and Donald's, which you could tap on to clear right away. And at the very end, there is going to be a special magic bubble effect. Once you tap on that special 100 magical bubble, it will burst in an X shape. So that in a nutshell is what the ability will look like for Disney 100, Mickey, and Donald. Now before I get into the rest of this video, if you guys are enjoying this type of content where I review Tsums, do monthly leaks, review the selection boxes as well as the pickup capsule, please consider subscribing to this channel. Every subscription to this channel really helps me out a lot and helps this channel grow as well. And also, I started a line group not too long ago, so if you need additional hearts or just want to talk about the game, ask for help, consider scanning this QR code. I'm also going to provide a link in the description box below as well. So you could join the line group if you need additional help, or you just want to chat about the game with other players who play this game as well. Alright, so let's get back into reviewing Disney 100, Mickey, and Donald. So this Tsum is going to be part of the Mickey and Friends series. So if you have any of those bingo missions that you haven't completed yet where you need to use a Mickey and Friends Tsum, this is likely going to be the one you want to use. As I mentioned, there is two abilities, and this game demonstration that you're currently watching right now is a skill level 3. So I don't have skill level 1 or skill level 2 because I was able to get one copy of this Tsum at the first lucky time, so I went straight to skill level 3. As for activating the ability, on the top right hand corner you'll see that to activate Mickey's ability, you only need to clear 18 copies of him off the screen. But for Donald, you need 33, so it's a little bit less than double, but it is significantly more to clear off Donald's to activate his ability. The minimum score is 70 with a maximum score of 1,259. So Disney 100, Mickey, and Donald is going to be a really good pair Tsum to get a high score. So if you need a high scoring Tsum, this is a good option if you want to get a high scoring Tsum. It's not going to be the best one, but it is going to be pretty up there where it's pretty useful to get a high score. And if you would like to get this pair Tsum to skill level 6, you're going to need to get a total of 36 copies of them. With the exception, if you got some at the first lucky time, then that's going to be less. So subtract 4 from that, so 32 if you are trying to get to skill level 6. And let's take a look at the skill chart. Every single time you level up this pair Tsum, the skill range is going to increase by 1. So you start off at extra small with a maximum of extra large. Then also, if you are activating the ability, there is also going to be a score multiplier, which is why I mentioned that this Tsum can be good for score as well. At skill level 1, the score multiplier is 1.1, and at skill level 6, it's going to be 1.35. So it's going to be pretty good for score as well. Alright, so let's get into the strategy, and I'm going to talk you through the strategy as I show you multiple gameplays. This gameplay that you're currently watching is a skill level 3 game demonstration without the gyro on. So if for those of you who want to get a high score and get a lot of coins, you're going to need to play with the gyro on to optimize it. However, playing with the gyro on is relatively difficult, so I'm just going to show you guys how to play it without the gyro on first, and then I'll show you how to optimize it using the gyro. Oh, and one cool thing I want to point out is that right now, if you are playing in the month of November during the first lucky time, you are going to be getting a multiplier to how quickly you can level up your Disney 100 Mickey and Donald as well as Snow White. So as you see here, I played one game and I went straight to level 4. So there is a multiplier to the level itself if you are playing in November at the moment. Okay, so back to the strategy on using this pair Tsum. So because it's a lot easier to charge up Mickey's ability, what you'll want to do is when you first start off the game, you want to focus on clearing Mickey first. And once you have Mickey's ability fully charged up, don't wait for Donald's ability to be charged after that. Go ahead and activate Mickey's ability. Because it does take a lot longer to activate Donald's ability or charge up Donald's ability, you're likely going to be able to charge up Mickey a second time around before you're able to charge up Donald. So you just saw a good example of that in skill level 6 game demonstration. And then once you have Donald's ability fully charged with Mickey's ability, then you want to activate the pair ability. So ultimately what you want to do is you want to activate Mickey's ability, and then once that's completed, then do the pair ability, and then once the pair ability is completed, then you want to go back to activating Mickey's ability and then the pair ability again. So you just want to continue to alternate that sequence, and you'll be able to optimize it. In some rare instances, you'll be able to charge up Donald's ability as quick as Mickey, so you definitely want to keep an eye out on your charger bar. So let's say like you only have 3 more Donalds you need to charge up and you have your Mickey already fully charged, then of course just wait a couple of seconds, clear 3 more Donalds off the screen, and then activate the ability. So you will need to monitor your charger bar relatively frequently. And then after you activate the ability or the pair ability, you'll see that at the very end there is this 100 magic bubble. This 100 magic bubble will be able to burst in an X shape. So what you want to do there is you want to make sure that the Tsum settle down a little bit before you activate the bubble or burst the bubble. What you want to avoid doing is you want to burst it right away and there's not a lot of Tsums there. So you want to just make sure that all the Tsums are compact and then bursting that bubble. So that's how you would use this Tsum relatively easily without playing with the gyro on. And one other thing about just tapping the screen, you essentially need to tap really fast during this sequence. And during the tapping phase, there's really no strategy to it. Just tap as fast as possible. It's really up to you how many fingers you want to use and how you want to tap, and that's kind of why I wouldn't recommend you to spend your coins and skill tickets to get Disney 100 Mickey and Donald, is because if you play this Tsum for a very long time, your fingers are going to hurt a lot. And if you're using a stylus to play, then over time your stylus is going to break the screen because you're doing so much tapping. So that's something you want to consider if you are planning to use this Tsum to be a coin farmer. So yeah, you might end up with carpal tunnel if you are going to be using this Tsum to earn a lot of coins. Alright, so let me show you a side-by-side comparison of the abilities activated at the same time. So like any other video, I'm going to do it in full speed first and then I'll slow it down. So here you just saw Donald's ability activated and then Mickey's next. And this is the part where I mentioned that you can do a lot of tapping, and at this gameplay I only use both my thumbs, but there is actually another sequence or another way of doing it, which I'll share with you a little bit later. So here it is slowed down, and I'll walk you through exactly what's happening. You'll see here that I'm already starting to tap Mickey's ability because I don't want to waste time. I want to make sure I activate it as quickly as possible. And there's nothing you really need to do here. The 4 of them comes out here, and then a bunch of horizontal line gets cleared. And you'll notice that the numbers here are very random. They're supposed to be better at the higher skill level. And then this part is the part that's a little bit tricky. So if you are not playing with the gyro on, you want to tap the same type of Tsum first. So you'll see there I left all the Mickeys for skill level 6 and then I burst them all at once. By doing that, you're going to get a longer chain and more coins that way. And then after you do that, it really comes down to just how quickly can you tap the screen. I was just using my thumbs for these sequences here, But I found out later on, if you use like all of your fingers, if you're just tapping like crazy, that might help with the coin earning. I just don't want to break my fingers, so I didn't do that for these game demonstrations. And then once the 100 magic bubble comes up, like I mentioned, don't burst it right away. Just hold on to it, wait until all the Tsum settle like you see there for skill level 6 and skill level 5, and then burst them. You'll be able to get a higher score and higher chain. So that's how I play this Tsum without the gyro on. Now I'm going to show you a sequence for skill level 6 with the gyro on and how a lot of elite players play it. Now these results are not going to be the best results I've seen online, but I just want to show you how it's done. So once you activate the ability, you turn on the gyro. You don't want to tilt yet until this sequence. So once you get to this point, what you want to do is you want to angle your phone at about 45 degrees, where it kind of makes a triangle there, and then tap the screen with as many fingers as possible. So I'll slow this down and I'll walk you through what I'm doing. So very similar here, nothing changes with the gyro on or off. You just activate the ability and you let the sequence play through. So don't tilt the phone until, or whatever device that you're playing with, don't tilt until this horizontal line is cleared. I kind of jumped the gun there and I went a little bit early, but wait until this sequence is completed and then tilt your device about 45 degrees. You'll see there that all the Tsums are trying to fall to the bottom left hand corner. So you just want to tilt 45 degrees. And what I'm doing here is that I'm using about 3 to 4 fingers with the phone tilted sideways or 45 degrees, and then tapping the edge. And what I mean by the edge here is at the left side of the screen there. So when you have your phone slightly tilted, it's actually going to be the bottom of your screen if you're looking at the screen directly. But for the purpose of this video, the edge is on the left hand side. So at the end of this ability, I ended up with 60-ish taps. Not quite fully 60, but I'm gonna round up a little bit. So imagine all of your fingers there just tapping really fast. There was about 60 taps there to just get all of these combos. And then with the magic bubble there, I waited a couple of seconds until it settled to the bottom, and then I burst it with the X shape. So that's how you would play Disney 100 Mickey and Donald with the gyro on. As you can see, that it's gonna take a lot of finger strength if you want to use this Tsum, and it's not gonna be sustainable. I played it for an hour and my fingers were ready to give up. So that's why I wouldn't recommend you to use Disney 100 Mickey and Donald as a coin earner. It might be a fun Tsum to use to play once in a while, but you definitely don't want to make this Tsum your main go-to Tsum. At the end of these gameplays though, I did end up with a pretty high score with 21 million. And I got 4,787 coins. So from a coin earning perspective, it's okay. It's pretty good for a skill level 6 Tsum, but there's definitely a lot of better Tsums out there you could use. I have seen some pretty good players who was able to get into the 6,000 range, but for most of us who play this game and like our fingers intact on our hands, I wouldn't recommend you to use this Tsum as a coin farmer. However, this Tsum will never come back ever again. So I would recommend you to at least get one copy, and then in the future, if you have a lot of skill tickets left over, then you could invest in this Tsum to get them to skill level 6. But I would say just get one copy of them, and that should be good. And if you can't get this pair Tsum at the very beginning of the lucky time, then wait until the very end as well. There will be another lucky time at the end of the month, so there's that option as well. So let me show you the results for all 6 of these gameplays. Well, technically 4, because we skipped skill level 1 and skill level 2. So for skill level 3, I ended up with 2,017 coins. So not really that impressive. You can't really use the 5-4 and coin boost yet at that point. It's not until skill level 5 is when you would probably use the 5-4 and coin boost without the gyro on. Now for skill level 6, this result right here that you're seeing on the screen is one without the gyro on. Again, with the gyro on, I was able to get 4,787, but without the gyro on, I only got 3,957. As for score wise, there is a significant improvement, but I am continuing to level up this Tsum still. So right now I do have this Tsum at level 25, but I do plan on getting both this Tsum and Snow White to level 50 before the end of the month with the multiplier of ×2. So that's my review of Disney 100 Mickey and Donald. I hope that you guys found this video helpful or at least entertaining. And if you would like to see more Tsum Tsum content just like this, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching.